Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Let's Talk About It with JMACK, episode 15. And once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. Keep tuning in to Tat Talk RI, Gordito and Chinito podcast, the JMACK Experience podcast, and the Gordito and Chinito Adventures. Now, as we always tell you before we start, please be sure to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We are doing a raffle for a free gift card as soon as we hit 100 extra followers. So you already know. Make sure you like and subscribe once again, and let us know in the comments that you have done so. Now, today we're going to get right to it. No more crazy introduction. None of that. You should know us by now. We're already on episode 15. Once again, thank you for rocking with us. Now, the first topic of the day is, why do we let someone who really loves us, why do we let them go? So basically, someone that they really love, why do we always seem to let that person go? And somebody said this, because we don't always realize what we have. A year ago, I told my partner of 10 years that I didn't love him and asked him to leave. He didn't say he needed time to find someone else, so he moved into the spare room, but carried on. Wow, that's fucked up. Decorating my daughter's house, fixing my other's daughter motorbike twice when she had been hit by a car both times, and took turns taking to and from work while her broken fingers healed. Wow, that's deep. So she broke up with her man. He still stood around in the extra room, sort of like a roommate. And he stood there and basically still helped out her daughter that was going through some really hard times. So she says, slowly the feelings that I thought had been gone resurfaced. And 10 months later, I realized he was the best thing to have in my life. And what an incredible person he is. Luckily, he was still here and said he never stopped loving me and was patiently waiting to look for somewhere else to live. But he knew that we were meant to be. So this lady really got fucking lucky. I'm trying not to curse as much as I used to. You know, it's a New York thing. I can't help it sometimes. But she got really lucky because honestly, for a man, he could have literally just moved on. I mean, that's 10 months. We're talking about almost a year. No buns. Well, probably they were still being, but she telling him she don't want to be with him. This, that, and that. He could have very easily moved on. You know what I mean? And that's pretty dope. Like that, he stuck around and they made it work at the end. I'm gonna be honest. This is pretty dope. Now, somebody said, honestly, I've never let go of anyone I've ever loved, but I've been let go of by many others in the past. It took time to heal and get past them, but they tried to come back years later and everything. And once the love that I have for them was gone by then. That's a fact. See, it could backfire on you. You could leave somebody, they can end up falling for someone else, and then you might want to get back with them and work it out. It's just too late. You know what I mean? Now, for the last comment on this situation, we're going to see what this person said. I let go of someone who loved me, and we broke up for a year. We got back together, and now I realize what an idiot I was. I was truly lucky to have her back in my life. So, 2 for 2. That's crazy. 2 people, one person that regretted it, and it wasn't the same again. Now, if you have something that has happened to you similar to this, or you're going through it, please comment below, or you can email us at the JMACKEXPERIENCEPODCAST at gmail.com. We want to hear your input on this topic and situation. Now, for our next topic, this person says, I am 33, currently unemployed, and can't find a job. Is it too embarrassing if I take a job at McDonald's? Me personally, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put some little input on this because the last one I didn't really have much to say about that because I never really went through that. But this, a job is a fucking job, yo. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have the worst jobs, and I honestly took that job because, like, I had no choice. You know what I mean? And this is a person. Like, let me tell you something. I'm proficient in English and Spanish. I've worked almost my whole life, so I have experience working customer service, the whole 9 yards. But you know what? I've had to take some pretty shitty jobs, you know what I mean? Because I had to make ends meet and I had to do what I had to do. You know, any job is better than no job. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you still got to provide. And sometimes being picky, I mean, it's either that or be homeless. You know what I mean? So you got to do what you got to do. Now, somebody said, any job is better than no job. Look at that. Deja vu. That's crazy. Knock on wood. I'd be far more embarrassed to be unemployed than be working at an honest employment. That's facts. It's also a weird but true fact that it's usually easier to find a job when you have a job. That's a fact. Yo, you know how many times that when I didn't have a job, I was like down to my very last until I got another job because I couldn't find, like, nobody literally was hiring. And then when I get a job finally, right? Listen to the irony. When I finally get a job, there's mad jobs knocking at my door like, yo, you still want a job? Or I'm called in for a few interviews. And it's like, at that point, I already got a job, but like, you never know. Like, they say this too. Like, you get lucky when you have, you have a gamble. I don't know if y'all gamble. If you have, let us know in the comments below. But like, you have a gamble, and like when you have money, you get mad lucky. But then when you're broke and you really need money and you're trying to gamble to make money, you have no luck whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. It's kind of similar to this whole job thing. Like, I feel like when you have a job, there's mad jobs. Or like, if you don't have the time to take that job, then there's jobs that are at your doorstep. But when you really need a job, you got to settle for the worst jobs sometimes because you can't find not one job. So if you've been going through something similar like this, because right now, times have been crazy. You know what I mean? Especially with the economy and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like there's no jobs out there, and they say there's always jobs out there. There is jobs out there, but the jobs don't pay that great, or they're fucking horrible jobs. That's why they have jobs, because nobody wants them. You feel what I'm saying? But somebody else said this. I heard that right now they are making about $20 an hour if you work in McDonald's. You're looking for a way to make ends meet, not a career. Get 2 of those jobs and you'll be making more than most college grads just out of college. That's a fact. Sometimes you just got to hustle and you got to get your grind on. You got to stop worrying, yo, should I take this job? Should I not? Just get that job for now. And then, keep looking, keep your options open. You know what I'm saying? And you might find something better. Now, somebody said this. Remember that an actor that came on the Cosby Show in the show, his name was Theo. He worked bagging groceries, and someone thought it was funny because he was an actor and now he was bagging groceries. There's nothing wrong with the work we do. I have cleaned toilets before, cleaned someone's house, and there's nothing wrong with the work that we were working. We have to make a living. Somehow I have seen people with degrees from other countries and they take the lowest possible job so they can get a better job here in Texas. We have work solutions. I don't know where you're from, but I believe you can get unemployment services and start from there. Yo, that's a fact. There's people that they come from other countries. I've heard of that too. They come from other countries. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're this, they're that. A lot of people from the Dominican Republic, actually. And when they come out here, they can't find no work because, like, I guess the way it works is none of those degrees are valid when you get to America, which is crazy. But yeah, and they have to settle for just a regular odd paying job. But you see them with a smile on their face at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Now, if you feel like you're going through something similar like this, or you can relate, please let us know in the comments, or you can email us at the JMACK @gmail.com. Now, for our next topic, this right here is pretty funny. If a cop hits his light for me to pull over, but I don't pull over for about 10 miles, what the fuck? Because I want to get to a populated area, because cops usually abuse their powers, or of a fake cop, what would the cop do? My fucking advice, plain and fucking simple. If you're being pulled over by a fucking cop, you should fucking pull over. Because if you don't pull over and you get, let's say you can make the situation 10 times worse. If he has to call for backup, they're going to be on your tail. If you crash the car, you cause an accident because you decided to do some retarded shit or some fucking outlandish shit, it's gonna be fucking 10 times worse. So you probably would have got a warning or a ticket. But now you didn't want to fucking pull over. So now you're gonna be in a world of shit, literally. Because if something drastic happens, your ass is grass. Now somebody said this. I actually recently learned what to do in this situation. If it's dark or secluded, you feel unsafe, but the cop is riding your butt. Pause. With your lights on, with their lights on, turn on your hazard lights and keep driving until you're in a safer area. The hazard lights let the cop know you see them and intend on pulling over once you feel safe. I live in California and this is how it works, but it may be different in another state. Wow, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that you could do that. Put your hazards on, then you could pull over. Shit, not over here. You fucking don't pull over, your ass getting pulled over. You know what I mean? Fuck hazard and all that. Like, or if you do that shit in the South, I don't think that shit's gonna work. So you can roll the dice if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it, me personally. I would just fucking pull over and, you know, leave it in God's hands at the end of the day. Somebody also said this. This absolutely should be the case, and the state should amend their laws to allow a driver being stopped to stop at the nearest well-lit area. The reality is that if you do this, the officer may consider you fleeing, draw his gun, and violently pull you from the car. That's a fact. Like I said before, you might fucking make it 10 times worse than yourself when he could have just came to the window. Here's this crazy story, right? So this is something like similar I can relate to. I got pulled over one time and I was like, yo, why the fuck am I even getting pulled over? Everything's legit. I stop at the stop signs. I don't drive crazy. I make sure I even do the speed limit. Even if it's fucking 15 miles an hour, I don't go past the 15. Wherever it says the speed limit is 15, 25, 30, whatever it is, I usually go either at that speed limit on the nose, where I've had people get frustrated and pass around me, but I don't give a fuck because I'm not trying to get no tickets, or I drive below the speed limit. So obviously I'm probably thinking, damn, this is fucking odd. Maybe I'm getting pulled over because I'm driving too slow. Because like I said, I drive below. Now, when the cop pulled me over, all he wanted to ask me was, is this car the color that it is? Because I'm not going to give the color of my car out. And I told him yes. And he said, oh, let me see your registration because I thought it looks like this color. So it was something simple as that. And I was actually laughing and he started laughing because I was like, is that why you pulled me over? He's like, yeah, that's really why. I said, he said, yeah, you're all set. No worries. Like, it was simple. But if I would have fucking kept going and I would have tried to do some dumb shit like this fucking, I'm going to try to, yo, you never know. Probably could have went left. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have got a crazy ticket for fleeing, or I could even land in jail because at that point, he probably would have thought I had something in my car. So he would have fucking went crazy searching my car, put me in handcuffs. Like, why would you want to make the situation worse on yourself is the whole thing. If you can avoid it by simply just pulling over and you're legit, just fucking pull over. Now, if you feel different and you got a similar story or you've been through this before and you feel like you shouldn't pull over, we want to know your story. Please let us know in the comments below, or you can email us at the JMACK Experience Podcast. Now, for our very last topic of the day, a large muscular man cut in front of me today at a food truck line. It's fine. I'm just laughing because I'm actually wearing this Friday shirt with Big Word. Remember, Debo was crazy brolic. Recipes to him. But yo, that's funny as hell. And spoke up. So a large muscular man cut in front of me today at a food truck line. I spoke up and he said, "What are you gonna do about it?" I didn't say anything after. Pendejo! What would have you done in this situation? My man, grow some fucking bolas. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how you gonna try to address someone? You should have just stood quiet. If you ain't built like that and you straight totofied, why would you even address this person if you're not even gonna do nothing about it? He's right. What are you gonna do about it? Because clearly you ain't do shit. This guy gotta be I'm not in a relationship, but this guy gotta be a blanquito because Not for nothing. A lot of y'all blanquitos be having a slick ass mouth. Then when you get punched in your fucking jaw, y'all want to be calling 911 and y'all want to be filming and doing all this other extra shit. Like, don't say slick shit if you can't back it up. You ever heard of that saying? Like, if I know that I'm not gonna fucking do nothing about it, period, I won't even say shit. I just sometimes it's better to let things go. Cause that could have went all the way left. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it could have turned into him feeling some type of way because you even addressed him and be like, oh, got in your face and probably just snuffed the shit out of you because you clearly like, fuck it, just let it be. Like, if you ain't built like that and you ain't gonna do shit about it, like homeboy just said, what are you gonna do? And you ain't doing nothing. Like, you should just left it alone, in my opinion. But if you feel different and you got something similar like this story that happened to you, please comment below in the comments and let us know how you feel. Or you can email us at the JMACKExperiencepodcast@gmail.com. Now, somebody said this. That happened to me at a donut shop recently. A big guy came into the store and acted like he was viewing donuts. Then suddenly stepped in front of me. So basically skipped the line. I said, excuse me. And the guy said, you're excused. I patiently waited until the big guy got to the counter. I raised my hand and said loudly, I was next. The big guy said he was next. Then suddenly several customers spoke up and said I was next and that the guy cut in front of me. The clerk took my order instead of the other guy, and I won that one without escalating the situation and by allowing the store employee to intervene. True story. Yeah, I mean, he got lucky, but you never know. Even while he was getting his order, homeboy could have just smacked him over the head and been like, yo, oh, you think you funny? Like, now you getting fucking smacked over your head because you fucking want to be funny. You know what I mean? But hey, honestly, like I said before, if you ain't gonna really do shit about it or you ain't gonna address it, if you're confronted and you know you thoughtified, you should just leave that shit alone, in my opinion. So, it's been an honor once again. We're wrapping up on that note. Let's talk about it with JMACK, episode 15. We signing out.